Good morning from Singapore, guys. Episode 7. Day 7 of quarantine. Halfway there. I'm so excited. Today, we're taking you to New Zealand, one of the countries that's totally locked down and interesting place to be. They have completely shut their borders, and today I'm going to take you there with one of my friends I met in Antarctica just over a year ago. It's crazy to think a year ago we were isolated from the world in Antarctica, and now we are isolated from ourselves because of the virus. Let's see if this works. Bringing Sam in now. Fingers crossed. Yes! Instagram has fixed itself. Oh my God, it's a miracle. It's a day 7 miracle. What's up, man? How are you?
Yeah, good, man. How's things?
Good. It's good to have you. All right, so real quick, introduce yourself. And if you want to tell the story on how we met, go for it. I will happily chime in. But I tell everybody where you are and yeah, what's going on.
Great. So my name's Sam Brown. I'm currently in Wellington in New Zealand. Day 2 of enforced lockdown, but day 5 of self-isolation, which is pretty crazy.
That's wild.
Brent and I met on the boat to Antarctica. Just over a year ago now, which is wild. He's spitting some crazy stories about his time in Rio, and we just hit it off, so it's good.
Well, I tell you what, you guys had quite an adventure. You guys, you're not doing a full year around the world, right? You got quite into rock climbing. You guys been climbing all over.
We kind of went overseas with no plan, except to go to Patagonia. That was stop 1 of many stops to come. And then we just decided to make the whole trip about hiking, climbing, hitting as many peaks as we can. I think we climbed 21 mountains and hiked the length of New Zealand a couple of times equivalent. So yeah, it's pretty good. You guys crushed it. Now it was really fun keeping up with your Instagrams. I mean, it was amazing. You guys were climbing somewhere new every time you left. Wait, wasn't it you guys? Was it Easter Island? You went to some Pacific island that had a flight. Where was it? Easter Island.
It was Easter Island because there was like a last minute flight. You guys got like a really good deal to get there. Wasn't? Where'd you? Was it French Polynesia?
We absolutely nailed it. So we flew. It was like 5 hours from New Zealand to Tahiti, which was awesome.
Tahiti, that's what it was. Yes.
And then 5 hours from Tahiti to Easter Island. So we're like, why not add it in? And then 5 hours from Easter Island to Chile, where we started our South America trip. So yeah.
Perfect way to break up the flight. I will never forget that. Next time I'm in Tahiti, I will make sure to add on the Easter Island flight.
You have to. It's perfect, man.
That was a pro tip.
It's a bizarre island, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, heck yeah. Man, so day 2 of full quarantine. What's going on? How is it in New Zealand?
It's pretty odd, to be honest. So on Wednesday night at midnight, the country went into lockdown for everything except essential services, which is basically supermarkets are still open, but you can only go in like one at a time.
Wow, the whole store are they having people line up outside? Like, how do they control?
Yeah.
But do they put the 2 meters, a meter between the people waiting in line? How does that work?
Yeah, 2 meters between everybody in line. You have to sanitize like your hands and everything before you go in. The police are there controlling everything.
Wow.
We can go for a walk in your neighborhood only. So we've got this. It's called the bubble system. So everybody in your house is part of your bubble. So we've got 4 people in our bubble, which is not too bad. It means we're not going to go too crazy. And then you can go for like a walk around your neighborhood, but basically that's it. If you're in your car, you can only be going to the supermarket. The cops stop you and ask you questions if you're looking sketchy. So it's pretty serious, but we seem to be on top of things. So we reacted really quickly. And at the time, I think some people thought maybe a little bit extreme, but it's working. So
I tell you what, no, it's much better for you guys to get ahead of it rather than fall behind like the United States is. I mean, we're just a lot of countries are playing catch up right now, and that's not a fun place to be in. So, man, interesting. So, in New Zealand, are people panic buying like they are the rest of the world?
Oh yeah.
What are the products that are flying off the shelves there?
Toilet paper, bizarrely. It's not.
What the hell? I do not understand this.
I don't get it, man. COVID-19 doesn't give you violent diarrhea, so.
But someone thinks it does. Oh my gosh.
Well, clearly. You can't eat toilet paper, so I'm not sure what the benefits are. But yeah, I went to the supermarket this morning. We had to pick up some stuff, and this the shelves aren't too bad, but there's like no flour, there's no pasta, there's no like canned like vegetables or anything like that. So sort of that like long life food has been panic bought. Supermarkets have been pretty good. They're limiting everybody to like 2 items per person kind of thing, but they kind of hit that a little bit late. So there's like massive supply issues now. So yeah, it's pretty crazy.
That's so. Is everyone? I mean, New Zealand's such a peaceful country. Is everyone still nice? Like, are they? Like, okay, so, that's good.
It's really cool. It's actually really cool. Like our motto, which was coined by our Prime Minister, is stay calm and be kind.
I like it.
So that's kind of like our mantra at the moment. And it's cool. Like you'll go, I have to take the dog for a walk a couple of times a day, and you'll go out and, everyone's social distancing. So they're, a minimum of about 2 meters away, but it's always a bit more. And everyone says hi, but from afar, it's sort of like, hey,
oh my gosh.
Like, hey, I'm not bad.
How are the dogs doing? I mean, it must be tough. Do the dogs understand where they're going? Like dogs love to interact with other dogs. That would be tough to explain to them. Huh?
They've got no idea. Our dog's just wrapped because she's got everybody home all day. So she's like, oh, this is the best thing ever.
Yes, that is true. So you guys, so what is it? Is it a minimum a month? Have they officially announced how long it'll be?
Yeah, so it's a minimum month shutdown.
Okay.
So we might be, well, we don't know. So it's open-ended, really. So they've said it's a minimum of a month, and they'll basically just keep reassessing weekly, depending on how much we get on top of things. We're still getting more cases every day at the moment. Not huge numbers, but so it's still growing. So we'll see what happens, but it's pretty big. Even the month shutdown is having a pretty big economic flow-on effect. So it's going to be an interesting time. When things are back in order, it's not going to be like hit go again. It's going to be a very slow restart, I think.
Yeah, it seems like the whole world, it's going to be interesting to see how everybody, like, what the new normal is going to be. I mean, that's going to be fascinating. When this is all said and done, I know I will never take for granted going outside again. That's for sure. That's something I miss big time. Yeah. I'm so jealous. You've got a yard to sit in.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, right? A yard with a pretty good view. So
perfect. Not a bad place to be.
Yeah.
Man, so 30 days, you got 28 days left. What are you doing to pass the time in quarantine in New Zealand?
So a lot of us are still working. So like everybody in our house have set up their own little office. And so Monday to Friday, we're still working, sort of your 9 to 5 normal thing. And we've all actually been able to get the remote working thing sorted pretty easily. Unfortunately, all of us work in industries that you can work remotely, which is good. But I mean, other than that, go for a walk a couple of times a day, maybe a run, maybe a bike ride, just around the block, because that's all we can do.
That's so crazy. Yeah. Big weekend plans? Maybe a Netflix movie?
Home renovations.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah. We weren't the only ones to have the good idea. I went to the paint shop before the lockdown, and there was, I don't know, there's maybe about 20 other people in there buying lots of paint so they can paint the outsides of their houses.
I tell you what
get around to.
Perfect time to it. All the projects that everyone's been postponing their whole lives. This is the time to get to them.
It's a chance to get onto things.
Yeah, it's the government literally forcing you to fix your home. Like this is the moment.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it.
Oh man! All right, so enough about coronavirus. Let's talk about travel. Give us what New Zealand is one of the best spots around the world. I mean, it's well known for being safe. North and South Island are so different from each other. If you had to give 3 places that are must-sees in New Zealand, what would you say?
Wow, it's a tough one. Yes. I think if I was going to say a must-see, it'd just be the whole country. I mean, we're a pretty small place. It takes 10 hours to drive from the top of the North Island to the bottom of the North Island, and the same for the South. So you can literally see the whole place in like 6 weeks. And so, I mean, my number one tip is if you're going to come here, make it worth your while, because it's really, really far to get to.
Definitely,
Take 6 weeks and see all of it, because it's awesome and super diverse as well. Like from the top of the north, where it's kind of a little bit more tropical, rainforesty, down to the south, where it's just barren, tussock, mountainous landscapes and stuff. It's cool. That's real cool.
Any specific sites that are must-sees?
Yeah, I mean, I've got to you have to say Central Otago, which is where Wanaka and Queenstown are. They're the sort of travel mecca part of New Zealand, but for good reason. It's stunning there, man. It's so beautiful. But my advice is if you're going to those places, go out of the main towns, the main city areas, and just check out the countryside, because there's some awesome little, little backwater villages and stuff, which are super, super cool. And the other thing is our beaches. New Zealand's not renowned for necessarily having the warmest water in the world. I wouldn't say we're tropical by any means. It's sort of got an average water temperature of about 8 to 12 degrees, which isn't very warm, but our beaches are stunning. West Coast, there's a lot of like black sand beaches, which is beautiful. In the East Coast, you won't find nicer white sand beaches anywhere in the world, I don't reckon. But that's just bias.
Well, they need to go there and test it themselves. That viewers can make up their own opinion. We'll trust you here, since you're the pro. What's the is it Peha Beach, right, just outside of Auckland?
Peha? It's a really good surf beach. Really,
I enjoyed it.
Beach.
Massive rock to climb, which it gives you a nice view of the beaches. I was shocked at how, I shouldn't have been shocked, but the hiking in New Zealand was so good. One of the best day hikes in the world is on the North Island. I don't remember how to pronounce it, but
the Tongariro
Thank you. Crossing, yes. Easy to do in one day. I mean, every year it comes out on the charts as top 5 best day hikes you can do.
It's stunning, man. It's really, really cool. And you can do it as a day hike, which a lot of people do, but you can also do a 4-day hike, which is like around Mount Doom, from Lord of the Rings. It's around Mount Doom and Mount Ruapehu, which is the biggest mountain in the North Island.
Okay.
And that's just as stunning. It's incredible. It's like walking on the moon, pretty much. It's really cool.
Yeah, I loved it. The colors were insane, like the reds and and then the lakes. The lakes were really nice. So definitely one of the best hikes you could do in New Zealand. I loved it. All right, let's dive into the food of New Zealand. If you had to eat one thing from New Zealand the rest of your life, one meal, what do you think?
We don't. It's funny. A lot of people ask us this when we travelled, and we don't really have a cuisine. We've sort of just adopted everybody's, and then we just do it better than everyone else.
Okay.
But there's a staple classic. Your Kiwi, whether you're hungover on a road trip, at the beach with friends. There's probably actually 2. There'd be 2 classic Kiwi meals that you have to partake in. One is a mince pie from a dairy or a petrol station, and you can couple that with an LMP, which is a New Zealand unique fizzy drink.
Okay.
It's made with lemon and the essence of a place named Paeroa. So, which is just a question mark ingredient. No one really knows what it is, but it's delicious.
But it's good. It does the job.
So you got to hit that up. And then the other one is just your classic fish and chips down at the beach, a battered fish, a few chips, a couple of squid rings or something. Yes. Nothing better on a Sunday afternoon, man.
It's some good stuff. Are those shops staying open? I mean, what's going on with restaurants? Are you guys
done? So,
nothing. Not even takeaway.
Restaurants, not even takeaway. They all shut on Wednesday, so it's pretty hard for them. I've got a friend actually opened a restaurant 2 months ago, so he's really new, really cool restaurant. If anyone's in Masterton in the Wairarapa, go to St. Sebastian once this is all blown over.
Yeah, hit them up. These restaurants are going to need the business. Dang, that's wow. I think this is the most extreme country. I mean, truly closing everything except for nothing.
With the exception of maybe Italy, and obviously they have to be, we've probably got some of the strictest rules in the world at the moment.
Wow. Yeah, that's wild. Well, let's hope it works. I mean, it seems like it will. Hopefully only a month. I hope, there's rumors flying around everywhere. I really hope these assuming we get it under control. I mean, people are saying even Australia might not open for 6 months. And I'm assuming Australia, New Zealand, I mean, you guys are such close countries.
We'll be pretty similar. I'd say our quarantine might be over in a month or 2, but yeah, we won't be open. We won't be open for business for a lot longer, I think. Oh, it's just so crazy. Okay, so we got 2 good dishes. What about any weird dishes you can eat in New Zealand? Any weird foods? There's the classic weirdest New Zealand food, which might be Marmite. I think I got you to partake in a little bit of Marmite. Which is different from Vegemite. It's different from Vegemite from Australia, and it's also different from Marmite from the UK.
I was just going to
Ours
ask.
is
Same name,
ours
different
is
taste. Okay.
same name, different taste. Ours is as black as the devil's soul. It's like tar. It's no lights penetrating our stuff, and it's more delicious, just personally. But
Yeah.
weird. It's yeast spread. It's definitely not for everyone. It's very much an acquired taste, but that would be a classic Kiwi. And then the other one
Perfect way to put it.
is hoo-hoo grubs, which is a little bit of a delicacy. You won't eat them many places unless you want to go and find them yourself in the bush. They're about yay long, big fat sluggy things, and they taste like peanut butter.
Ah.
You just eat them raw.
And they're bugs. They're grubs.
They're bugs, yeah, grubs, yeah.
So they have wait, they're not called widgety grubs, are they? What are they called?
No, but they kind of look like a witchetty grub.
Because widgety grubs are the Australian version in the outback. And I was trying to get one while I was there, and it was impossible to find it because these families, the Aboriginals would dig for days to find them. And like, if these people find them, they ain't giving them to you. So I was like, oh, okay, next time I come here, I'll bring a shovel. Can you find these relatively easy in New Zealand?
Yeah, man. You just head out into the bush, anywhere like into a forest, into a bush, and just look for a fallen log, and it will be without a doubt like full of holes, and it will be full of hoo-hoo grubs and weta, which are our native beetle. Don't eat them, but eat the grubs.
And straight up raw, no cooking.
Yeah, you just pull them out and rip them off.
Easy as. All right. Well, I'm gonna have next time I come back to New Zealand, we're gonna go find some of these together and have a feast. I'm down to try it.
Fantastic bush behind me to go hunting in.
Perfect. Easy enough. Heck yeah. How about what about stereotypes about New Zealand? Any that are true, any that are false that you could think of?
Oh, I'd say like the one stereotype about us that is definitely true is we just say thank you for everything. Like if we get off a bus, we'll thank the bus driver. If we pass somebody in the street, we'll thank them for no reason really. We'll thank the mailman when he drops our mail off in the morning. We're just really grateful people. I think it's probably one of the most accurate stereotypes. And friendly, I think, as well. It's probably, you're not going to find a Kiwi that's going to be standoffish anywhere around the world, I'd say. We're pretty open and pretty engaging people. So that'd be our pretty accurate stereotypes, I think. No,
I agree. You guys have such nice... I was so shocked going off of what you said, the thank you. I hopped on a bus. Once I got to Auckland, had to take the airport, took a bus into the city. No joke. Every single person on the bus thanked the driver when they got on and thanked the driver when they got off. And I was like,
yeah, man,
wow, this is incredible. And that set the tone for the whole trip.
It shocks people. Yeah, it's crazy. If Canadians are, well known for saying sorry, we're well known for saying thank you.
Oh, man, heck yeah. I love it. Well, guys, if you're watching this, get to New Zealand. I mean, like you said, it's a long flight. One quick question. If they only have time for one island, north or south?
South, hands down.
Yeah.
That's not even a question.
We made the wrong choice.
I'm from the south, but I live in the north. But the south it's far more beautiful. There's a lot more open space. In terms of the Māori culture, it's not as diverse, but from a landscape point of view, it's stunning.
It's just all the extremes, right? That's where the crazy mountains are and the lakes. I mean, just the crazy New Zealand landscape you're thinking of, definitely the south. And the north is really nice. The north is so nice. But
cool.
I would agree. I need to get back.
Cool. The north's got some amazing parts, and I never really appreciated it until I moved up here 12 years ago. But I mean, I love both islands, but I've got to say south.
You got to pick one to go south. All right, good to know. What is your favorite thing about being a Kiwi? Favorite thing about New Zealand?
I'd just say the proximity to the outdoors and nature. I mean, all right, I'll give you guys a little look around. This is outside my house.
Awesome! Wow.
And so, just on the other side of that hill is the centre of Wellington City, our capital.
Okay.
So, when I say proximity to nature, I mean on your doorstep. There's very few places in New Zealand where you'd have to go more than 5 minutes to be in the bush on a bushwalk or at a park or at the beach or, anything like that. It's amazing. And it's awesome. Easily accessible as well. So I'd say my favorite thing is just the outdoors here. Winter can be a bit drab because it rains a lot and you're kind of stuck indoors just looking at the nice outside. But if you're coming here, come December through to March, and it's stunning.
Prime time. The summer.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Oh, we just got a question. Does New Zealand have the stereotypes of having crazy animals like Australia?
Nah, we don't have. We've got like a couple of weird birds, but that's about it, unfortunately.
I don't think there's really not much that can kill you there, right? Maybe the sharks.
Oh, nothing. No,
Well, they all chill in Australia.
There's nothing poisonous. On land, the only thing that'll probably give you any trouble is a wild pig.
Okay.
And that's only when you're out in the bush and in the water. Yeah, maybe some sharks, but we're a pretty safe place.
Yeah, and the famous bird,
Kiwi.
Have you seen one?
Yeah, I have actually, but it's a little bit of a cheat because it was at a wildlife sanctuary. But
so not in the wild.
It's an enormous wildlife sanctuary, but it is a wildlife sanctuary. But yeah, not in the wild. I mean, I don't reckon I know anybody that's seen one in the wild.
They are tough to find. Yeah,
one
of these days.
They're elusive little fellas.
But I tell you what, if you're looking for kiwi, I've heard the North Island is the way to go. It seems like they have a higher, denser population. So if you're on the trek for a kiwi bird, you get to the north.
Head up the north. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. How about one more question for you? One fact about your country that would surprise people.
This is a tough one. This is a tough one actually. And so I asked my wife, and she said our national languages. So we've got three. We've got three national languages: English, Te Reo Māori, and sign language, which is pretty cool.
That's one of the official languages.
Yeah.
Okay. So is it? I mean, I used to volunteer to deaf baseball camps. So my younger brother and I, we know a little bit of American Sign Language. Do you know? Yeah. Is it a New Zealand Sign Language or is it a universal?
There is, it's a New Zealand Sign Language that's specific to New Zealand, which is really, really cool. But unfortunately, they don't teach it at school. So, which I think is changing. But yeah, when I went through school, it wasn't taught, unfortunately. But yeah, that's probably a cool little fact. And then, obviously, there's the old sheep fact as well, which is always quite fun. I think there's like 9 sheep per person in New Zealand or something. So
that's impressive.
Yeah.
Where do they keep them all? If you want,
we've got a lot of spare land out here, man.
Just let them roam.
Country's the same size as the UK, but our population's only 4.5 million. So there's a lot of spare land.
Jeez, yeah. Dang, I just had a question about the sign language. It'll come back to me. Dang, I think that's so. It's an official. I must say, out of all the official languages around the world, you guys must be the only country that has sign language as an official language.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure.
I need to Google that. I feel like that would be a very good trivia night question. Because I cannot think of another country that has sign language as an official language. It's fascinating.
Yeah, they've definitely got it like as a language from that country. Like you said, you got the United States Sign Language, but as an actual official language, I can't think of anywhere else.
Fascinating.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
All right, real quick, let's talk Antarctica. What'd you think?
Yeah. Oh, mate. People ask me this all the time, and it just sits in a category beyond anything you've ever done in your life. Forget how expensive it is. Just if you ever get the opportunity, don't blink twice. Go. Yeah. I'm doing everything I can in my power to work out how I can go back.
I know, right? Once you go, you've got to go. Oh, amen.
Oh, man.
Absolutely.
Like we've seen the tiniest little scratch of that amazing continent, and like for me, I want to try and somehow work it out. Work my profession into a way to return. That's a bit of a life dream. So. Fingers crossed, awesome. And it only took 12 days to absolutely fall in love with the place. So if you get the chance, go.
You work, is it engineering or architecture?
Architect, yeah. So
quick fun fact: Singapore about 3 or 4 weeks ago, we do a trivia night every Tuesday night when I'm not in quarantine, and we had this English couple join us, and we're just having fun talking to them, and of course we end up talking about the Rio Olympics, talking about sports stadiums. So this guy has he has designed and built sports stadiums all over the world, right? Wow. I mean, truly all over the world. So I asked him, hey, can you send me the list? Because then we talked into travel. And then I was like, I've been to over 100 countries, been to all 7 continents. He goes, well, I've achieved my goal as well. I've had a project on all 7 continents. I was like, what? So he designed the base, I think it's for the UK, that is now in Antarctica. So awesome. Might be a good guy for you to talk to because
book me his contact.
Yeah, absolutely. He doesn't work for the company that he was with anymore, but he has worked on a project. He did design a base that is now functioning in Antarctica. So you can make that happen, no doubt. I mean,
that's cool.
That would be the way to do it.
That is the dream.
So, man, heck yeah. Well, I tell you what, thank you so much. Did you eat your lunch? Hopefully you ate your lunch. I appreciate you taking the time and giving us a little insight on New Zealand. Any last words for the world?
Stay calm and be safe, I guess.
Heck yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Be kind as well. Say thank you. Follow the Kiwi. Say thank you.
Yeah.
It goes a very long way.
Yeah. Let's get through this, and when it's over, see the rest of the world, man.
Amen to that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm excited. We will have a reunion soon enough. One of these, we're going to end up in Australia eventually. When we do, we will come visit you as you meet my girlfriend, and we would love to see you and see the South Island this time, since we only spent time in the North.
We'll have to show you our backyard, man. That'll be awesome.
No, looking forward to it. Well, guys, Thanks for watching. This is the end of episode 7. Tune in tomorrow morning in the United States. Tonight, if you're in Asia or anywhere else in the world, we will be going live with one of my travel friends who lives in Japan, in Tokyo, the country that just announced they will push back the Olympics. So, Sam, and we all